In this video, we're going to be covering figure drawing in a step-by-step manner. We're going to cover going from simple to complex when building up the structure of the figure, how to work with proportions, and some common mistakes you might find when you draw the figure. We're going to start with a sketch. Usually it's a top-down approach, so we're going to start with the head. We look for the angle, and if you're looking at a model, it's very helpful to practice this, like the model I have on the right. So I'm going to do a tilted oval for the angle of the head. And then from there I'm going to work to the neck, and I'm going to look at the shoulders. And I'm going to create a horizontal type line for the shoulder line, and then find the width of the shoulder on each side. From there, I'll shoot down the center of the body or the spine to the pelvis. And here I'm making assumptions where everything is. We're going to start making comparisons soon. For example, now from here I'm going to move on to the structure of the legs. So it's like a stick figure. I want to know how far it takes me to go from the midsection to the knee. So I think about those marks on my model, and then I'm going to do the exact same length here from the waist to that area of the shoulder. Because I've already drawn that, I can measure from my shoulder area to the waist, and that'll be the distance I need to get to my knee. That way my legs don't feel too short or too long compared to the rest of parts of my body. Comparisons are very important, so when I do my next leg, I know that my knee on the right is slightly higher than the knee on the left, and my foot on the right is slightly higher than the foot on the left in this drawing. Similarly, I'm going to work with the arms now, and I'm always going to be looking at joints. So I'm going from the shoulder joint to the elbow, and I'm just showing on the model here how we get a slight angle change for the hand to fit into the pocket. On the other side, we're going to notice that the elbow lines up with the other elbow in terms of height, so that gives us a great comparison on knowing where to put the elbow on the other arm. Now when we talk about the face or the head, we've got to think about parallel angles. If a head's straight on or tilted, it doesn't matter. We have to think about the shape of the head. What we want to do is we want to think about the center area of the head. Right here I'm going to sculpt a line, a vertical line that cuts through the center features of the face, and you're going to notice that the eyes, nose, and mouth are parallel, cutting through that center line. It's a great way to lay out. A lot of cartoonists, you'll see, will start their drawings like this. And this is true for cartooning and for realistic drawing. So I'm going to do a sketch layout here of my head to refine it, and a few simple marks will tell me where my eyes, nose, and mouth will want to belong. At this point, because I'm satisfied with my undersketch of the skeletal figure, I'm going to move on to building up some volume in my character. And if you're new to building the figure, definitely look at models, such as I have here, of any type of pose, and gain some experience that way. It'll help you draw from the top of your head much easier down the road. But everybody needs a model to look at for a lot of help, especially in the beginning. So I'm fleshing out, building my form up, looking at the anatomy and the structure. Try to think of feet as having like triangular-like bulkiness to them to help the form of the foot shape up. Now we're going to transition from my completed sketch to line art, which means like going to the cleaner, finished look of the character you're creating. In this case, mine's a person or a male. I'm going to be using blue here. I'm going to start putting some clothing in as well. Far too many people, when they're doing drawings of characters or people, they go right to this stage as opposed to what I did prior to this. And typically they run into a lot of problems, such as proportion issues, not knowing where the arm should be, possibly drawing the arm too short or too long, having their proportions off can really discourage young artists or new artists from really building their craft. So we have to do a ground up effort here in building yourself to be a strong figure drawer. So now I can basically have all my hard work out of the way, where I've developed the layout for my figure, and I can have fun with accessorizing the figure now with clothing and some additional personality. Such as the face. Since I know where my eyes, nose, and mouth basically need to go, I can now add some personality to the face by putting in the simple features and any expression or hairstyle I want. Now I can make my character an elf here. I can give them like some different ears or animal-like features and go a fantasy route, or I can stay true to like the natural human look, which I'm doing here. Always focus and study the subject you're trying to do. Especially if you're starting out, you definitely always want to have resources to look at. And most people have cameras now, so taking a picture, if you can't find one, or looking online, are great ways to do it. Doing a little bit of soft hatching, just to develop some shading and light source, to develop some extra details in my illustration so far. Further steps on this, I can go on to color, put an environment, add any element I really want. But again, building a strong foundation for my character or my figure was the most important part of doing this illustration. What I'm doing now is, it's an afterthought. It's what we want in the end, but we have to think about how the beginning starts as well. Because then it's endless what you can do with the rest of the stages. If you're interested in truly drawing the figure well, just keep drawing, sketching, paying attention to proportions, comparing angles, and that's going to get you where you need to go. I'm going to do a little simple environment here, just to put my figure in space, have a little fun. Hope you enjoyed this video, and always keep drawing. Good luck.